welcome to these Pat Paints. Oh, I'm all small. Oh, that's right. We had the failure last time. We had the internet kind of went out on us. Now I'm getting echoes. Turn that down. Okay. I think I've got it all set up now. I'm running a little bit of tight today. All my kids are home and I cooked them breakfast and it took me a little longer than I anticipated. But we're gonna build some stuff. We're gonna paint some stuff. We're gonna hang out. I'm dressed in all black like Batman. I just don't have like, I don't have like a cool Batman thing. Just black clothes, just black pajamas, really. And what is Batman if not a dude running around in black pajamas? If you're new here, we just kind of I run my mouth and I paint things, and people some people find that interesting, and some people find it helpful, and some people find it both interesting and helpful. I try to be interesting. It's easier when other people have stuff to say. So if you have anything to say, go ahead and do it. It's a holler. Don't be afraid. I will talk about a wide variety of things. So there's probably nothing you can come up with that I'm gonna say I want to talk about, except for politics. I don't really want to talk about politics. It's just not this kind. It's not the kind of thing we need going on this channel. If we needed a politics channel, I would go start one. But there's no need for that. There's plenty of them. You can go and follow those, and they do all that stuff. But here we just build things. Try to keep all the other stuff, over there, which is fine. We got to remember to glue in our steering wheel and our gear shift, which should be nice and dry now, from its original coat of coloring. It's probably going to need another round of us messing with it to get that guy done. But we should be on and popping. I'm going to work on trying to get the cockpit finished and set up, and then get the rest of the stuff that goes on the main top done today at a minimum. We'll see how far we can go. Might be able to go a little farther. There is my youngest child. Hello, sir. How are you this morning? Say hi to everybody.
Hello.
I don't know how many people are watching, but I'm sure there's somebody. Yeah. There's at least us watching, so that's what matters. It'll be alright. Mondays are always a slow show, so we don't get a lot of views on Mondays, but we go nonetheless, because sometimes we get views on shows after that. Hey, do me a favor, can you take this back to the kitchen for me? I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, so we're gonna do that. Like I said, hopefully we'll get around to mounting this gear shift and other stuff today. Pop that up. We'll turn on our little sign, and there we go. All right, so we are currently put that stuff in later. We did that stuff. All right, so we got to get this stuff on the back. Looks like a lot of that is the red lights. Really got to decide on a couple of different things here. Because we could put all the parts on it and then just paint it in. Oh, I did need to show you this. I did get enough to get these guys to stick in. See if there you go, you can see it now. I used a little of that sprue glue to make sure they were stuck pretty good, but now they're definitely not going anywhere. So just a little sprue glue to fill in a gap back in the back. Nothing you'd ever even see really, and it's gonna make it to where it's nice. And in there, it's not going anywhere. You almost want to make it have lights. I don't know if I have any light boxes left. I'd have to look for that. So we're going to leave the clear pieces off, and we'll worry about all the rest of the stuff. So we need the back fins. So there. And we need some more of these chrome doodads, which are here. This guy and this guy. Okay. Come on here now. Oh, there's two sets of these. Okay. That chrome is flaking everywhere. Alright. And this guy right here. We need that piece. That piece. Alright. Definitely got a little bit of work ahead of us to get these to fit in. You can see where you've got flashes here. Of course, we got the flash from where it got clipped off, but there's a little bit of flashing from the molding. It's really hard to see, but right here around this edge, you start kind of filing it off. You can see it. But there'll be usually, and it's just from the mold. When they made the thing, they pressed it in a. They pressed the plastic in a mold. Anywhere where the burr came off from where it came off the model, try and clean that up. The way it doesn't, it's not noticeable. You don't want it to look like it came off the model screw, you know. And all these little attentions to detail, different types of attentions in different places. I think it's just attention, honestly. Attentions sounds weird. So yeah, all the attention to detail really matters. Each individual kind of things you do to it. All it adds up to making a really nice finished piece. And I'm really thinking about making it to where we can light it up. That'd be cool. I think I still have a battery pack, but I don't know if I have any lights. I'll have to look and see about lights. What am I doing? Okay, there's some lights somewhere. I gotta think about it. See, this will probably be another opportunity for some sprue goo, because I don't think we really want the separation here. I don't even know why they made it into separate panels other than to give you something to glue together. We'll have to pull up the official stills from the movie. Take a look at it. Yeah. Well, Batman's been popular. Video's getting a little traction, really nice. We're still sitting at 363 for likes and subscribes. Well, I guess for subscribers. I don't know. Sometimes I get to where I'm just chatting. I also got up really early today. I went out and drove. They're making a lot of noise. Went out and drove around on the Uber for a little bit this morning to make some money. It was nice, but I'm also kind of tired. It's fun being tired and coming to do this though, instead of being like tired from waking up. I'm just tired from having already been up, which is fun. Well, I guess I wasn't up much earlier than I normally am. When I take those kids to school. All right, we're gonna glue these in the plate. We're gonna glue these in the place, and then we're look this up. They're hollering at each other, and one of them went, "Shh," because they know I'm on the show. I was about to have to go and light some kids up. But like, look, y'all, I need to be. They're mostly good kids. Don't sit around inhaling this stuff for too long. It's one of the reasons I kind of like being able to get in and get done with them. Don't leave it open. Just shut the thing up, get it pressed in, and then come back. Trust me on that one. It's a pro tip. Pro tip. Alright, get that thing good and set in there. Make sure you got it lined up here on this pen as best you can. Uh-oh. I was wondering if that was going to hold or not. It didn't really seem like it was on there very well. Both of them are very fragile. Very flimsy. That's right. I had to make a pocket for it to get it to stay on in the first place. Out of sprue goo. Because it wouldn't reach the actual places it was supposed to. So actually it's kind of fun we get to show you. So I just made a little sprue goo to set this pocket a little bit bigger to really help bring that thing in. Well, that sets up. We'll work on getting this stuff right here finished. Wow. that's in it. Dang near fell off the counter it was sitting on. You really want to make sure we get a good coverage of that. We'll bring in some gonna do a metallic color to go on the inside of all that. Maybe like a bright red for some of these buttons. Crimson. I don't know if I have a right metallic in here. Might be in my other kit, my travel kit. Okay, I am gonna be right back. So like, I don't feel like it was really, I'm back. There we go. Nope. So I don't really feel like it was such shiny chrome. It was more like a gunmetal. So we're gonna use this. This is lead belcher. And this is the airbrush version of it. This may be easier if I And you could put this on a stick with a little bit of like poster stickum too. That might be what you like to do. I don't mind tweezers as a chef. So for like, I use tweezers a lot for like fine dining plating and stuff. So you kind of get a little bit used to it. mysteries continue. Also, he may not have necessarily looked very hard. Kids are kids, you know. Send them on a mission for something. They might come back with it. They might not. Okay. That part's fine. Let's get it glued in. Hey ho! It's Sir McBeardsly. It was fun. It was fun. We had 2 soccer games, and I made a little bit of money. I relaxed. I finally got my Artisan Guild stuff figured back out again. I opened that back up. We're getting ready for the next show, which is the 21st. So we'll be there painting, we'll be there selling, we'll be there shilling for the dollar. Because that's what we do. That's how we live. How was yours, my friend? Hopefully all was well. All right. Now, oh my gosh, it sounds like they're in there breaking things. Hopefully they're doing the dishes. So I'm definitely going to try and go to the show. Hopefully I can also load some magic cards. I have busy weekend. Ran around for 7 hours on Saturday. It's a baby shower. Nice. Alright, so it looks like there's little, like, I don't know, seatbelt connectors or something right here. So we're just going to give them a little bit of just a little bit of color. It might be the injection pieces, or ejection pieces. Just give it a little bit more color. We're just put a little bit of silver right there. Well, lead belcher, but anyway. And it's different. Well, where'd that guy go? Here he is. That's one dog bark. I wonder how many dog barks they'll get to before they realize the dog is out there barking. Is it full? Are y'all gonna let the dog in? There we go. Now the steering wheel is in the Batmobile. Now we want to actually put this in there until we get this thing base painted. So this is done for now, and it's gonna sit over here on the side until we're ready to put that in. So that's kind of why we're trying to get to one spot on this, and we'll deal with the rest of it afterwards. Which I think we're gonna have just about as much as we can handle today. That's probably set. Good. Be careful. It is definitely these definitely didn't want to be on here. So they're on there now. That should be set pretty good too. Okay. So now we'll do this other side. Here's just says want to unload some Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering. I didn't even know that that was a thing. Dang it! Oh, there it is. I guess they have like everything Magic the Gathering now, huh? So they're redoing Lord of the Rings, and you had Final Fantasy. Like Final Fantasy, the old game, or Final Fantasy, that Spirits Within movie? Like, which Final Fantasy are we talking about? Are we talking about all of it? Talking about all the Final Fantasy? Oh my gosh. Do you get to get a chocobo? Sweet. I only have questions, though. I have lots of questions. The game is pretty all of them, but a lot from yeah, I was gonna say from Final Fantasy VII. That may have been like one of the pinnacles of gaming. Final Fantasy VII goes up there with like Tomb Raider and Descent and Mario Bros and all these ones that like completely changed video games. Yeah, right. You'd have to, right? That's just, you need a Chocobo card. You need a, yeah. Cactar, yep. I'd have been disappointed if they didn't. I'm glad I closed my stuff. That could have been dangerous. Batmobile's front end is a deadly weapon, y'all. Okay. Clamp it. Buzzy, buzzy, buzzy. Alright. Now let's see about this stuff here. Well, that seems arbitrary. Final Fantasy 7 through 10. Oh, you haven't played any of the ones before? Oh, the ones before are great. Yeah, like listen, Final Fantasy 4 was really good. Yeah, they're all fun. They're all good games. If you like that kind of role-playing game, they're a blast. But Final Fantasy 7 had, man, it culturally just did this thing. You own them but haven't played them. That's hilarious. You see, I got them. I just haven't played them. It is kind of hard to kind of go backwards like that in graphics. The old ones' graphics are kind of, I mean, for their time they were great, but that time was a while ago. Let's see. That's my life. I own so many games, haven't played most. That's funny. That's kind of opposite of my life. I don't own very many games, and I play a lot of them. That's the advantage of like the Game Pass stuff. Like I don't actually own any of these games. I'm just kind of like paying the subscription fee, and then I can play like this game and that game and be like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Playing a lot of what was I playing? Vermintide. The kids and I playing Vermintide. My middle son, he is really into all things Warhammer and all things 40K and all things Citadel, and Games Workshop has got another one. But so you know we've been playing Vermintide, which is fun. It's a fun game. But I get great deals all the time. So like $12, 8 decent games. Yeah, Vermintide 2 is fun. Can't tell if that's the burr or if it's supposed to look like that. We need to look at which way they go. Oh, come here. Okay, so there you go. Like this. That one goes there. And that one goes there. All right. These things have a way of like taking forever. Put this thruster on, and then we'll put those in. One of the things I make sure to do here, we really need to make sure we're getting this black plastic melting. And remember, that's what you're doing with this kind of glue. You're causing the plastic to start to warp or to melt away. So make sure you really got this stuff going, because these chrome pieces, they don't glue on as well. There's the chrome finish on them. It makes it harder for it to dissolve it. And try, if you can, twist pieces on, because it'll help kind of like smooth the plastic around. This guy, we're gonna need to center this. guys might need to be. Another job for the sprue goo. Alright, so these guys, we could spend forever kind of trying to get them to sit even so that they'll glue down properly. We can just drop a little bit of this in here. We're just putting a little bit of that goo right in there. Get it to the center, let it set up. Might even be easier just to put it right on there like this. And just set that in there. Alone. All right. Did you see the Warhammer gave their employees a huge bonus? They sent out like 270. Nice. Which is if we just take the 15th. Yeah, I mean, they probably, by the time it was all said and done, it was probably like an $8,000 bonus, really. I don't know. I can talk to the guy up at the store. He'd probably tell. Well, he might not. But you know, yeah. No, Games Workshop is. I've heard that there's certain parts of it that are great to work for, and there's certain parts of it that are not. If you're like one of the artists, they're basically gonna like own you. But you know, that's just art business. That's just how it is if you work for a corporate deal. So you just got to make your side projects and make sure they're not Warhammer affiliated in your money. All right. Well, that part's done. We need to look. Okay, we needed to look at the Batmobile from the movie. Looks pretty intact to me. And that definitely wasn't metal. Look at that. None of that's metal. None of any of that's metal. Here's from straight off the set. None of that's metal. It's all black. I mean, they kind of made that metal. I kind of dig that just for some color on it. This is the one from the movie. Yeah, and all that's filled in. Okay. That's going to be a pain in the ass. That might just be better to mill put instead of trying to. I think we got a better chance of mill putting that than we do screw doing that. So. Once again, mill put is a two-stage epoxy-type substance. You mix it together and it turns into one texture, and then as it dries, it hardens into another. I like this one because it's kind of water soluble until it dries, and then it is completely waterproof, which is awesome. Well, I wouldn't say completely. It's porous enough to where it takes paint, but it's not. It won't like disintegrate from the water. Yeah. It'd be cool to work for something like GW. But I heard you gotta work. The guy that runs that, the guys that have been running the store up there, I think they're on like their third or fourth one. And since I've been checking in, it's tough. It's tough work, especially if you want to have any kind of other life outside of running that store. All right, make everybody snake. A good old James Workshop. Just kind of work that stuff in a little bit at a time. And take off the excess. I'm going to go ahead and give it another round of that. Just to kind of make sure I got it all in there. And this is, this is completely unnecessary. Yeah, AK bonus would still be pretty fat. I mean, I would definitely wouldn't cry. Yeah, no, they're definitely, they take good care of you. I mean, you get paid pretty good from what I understand. Unless you're an artist. It sounds like the art side of things are usually where it's like, ugh. But got an AK bonus. Yeah, as an artist, I probably wouldn't sneeze at that. Especially because it seems like a lot of their art lately has just been cut and paste off of whatever catalog they have for their stuff. At least in the Space Marine world. All the 40K stuff seems a lot like the same regurgitated thing over and over again. But I guess there's only so many ways you can pose a Space Marine before you run out of ways to pose a Space Marine. God, what are they listening to in there? It's really loud. There we go. Looking good. Looking pretty good. Oh wait, at least the panel won't look so exposed. They calling me. Gonna get the garden bed built today. Hey. Oh, it's built this week. Today or tomorrow. Oof. Yeah. Ooh. Everything inside of you is right, my friend. Building it on legs that's a lot of soil. You gotta make sure you put some like supports in between them. You want them to be, you want them all like, yeah. That's a lot of stress on them legs. You are correct to be worried. I'm not saying it can't be done, mind you. I'm just saying there's easier things to do. Oh, yeah. That's all right. I know how it goes. Sometimes you just got to be like, all right. And then you do it that way, and then they can find out. And then they're like, well, I don't understand. And you're like, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it can be done. It can be done. And it'll last for, a couple of years before, it's going to give way. But it's a lot of stress for something to be outside made out of wood. Yeah. There's a lot of stress. You're putting a lot of stress on that structure. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let the ladies do what they want to do, and then when they're like, well, I don't understand why it fell apart like that. It's only a few years old, and you're like, well, it is made of wood, and there was a lot of stress on it. It's funny. Yeah, we're using 12 bys. Previously used ones this concrete form boards. Yeah, it's sturdy. Yeah, it'll last for a while. But you know that Oklahoma wind's just gonna eventually rattle them screws loose, and it's just how it goes. But by then you'll probably have changed what you're doing on your garden anyway. So yeah, it'll work for now, right? Hopefully when the legs start to give, you can move the box down somewhere and keep the box. Just take the legs off. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Some iron to brace, an angle iron there to brace it. Yeah, it's gonna need it. Like I said, depending on what you're putting in it, it's gonna need some. It's gonna need some structure. Should last you a little while, unless a nader comes around. For those of you who don't know, we live in the great state of Oklahoma. Lovely place to visit if you ever get a chance. Definitely come in the spring or the fall. It's very nice. If you go in the spring though, sometimes we have tornadoes. It's just a little bit of water. Just kind of smooth these guys out a little bit more. Some choking going back there. Is everything all right out there? Yeah. Okay. Child just choking. You never know if they're making choking sounds because they're just choking or if they're over exaggerating it. But he said, yeah. So we're going to take it as he's good. He's still coughing. Probably drink some liquid too fast. All right. All right, well, that's going to set up, and then we can paint it. So when you see it next, it will be black. All black. The whole thing. Ooh. Get in there. Looking more like the Batmobile all the time. Fiddly-dee-dee-dee. Fiddly-dee-dee-dee. Fiddly-dee-dee. It's gonna be a pretty simple one. The paint job is gonna be cool though. I'm definitely gonna do something interesting. It sounds like he's gonna vomit. He's coughing so hard back there. And I always overmix. I always make way more milliput than I need to. I should start making things to use. I usually make this weird shape thing, which I don't know is always the best idea. So maybe I should start making like mushrooms or something. I don't know. Been thinking about it for a while. Making mushrooms is pretty easy too. So just pinch off a disc, kind of shape that disc into a roughly mushroom-like shape. Okay, and then you take something pokey like the back of a paintbrush and kind of poke it in there, like so. Make the bottom of the mushroom, like so. Put them together, like so. You have a little mushroom. They gotta dry, of course, but make sure I got that split out of it. Once that dries up, it'll fit right on there, and you can glue them together. You got yourself a little mushroom. 1.5 cube. Oof. Yeah, you should be all right. Like I said, it'll last for a while, and you just as long as a tornado didn't hit it. It wouldn't last long. It wouldn't last long out here where I am. I'm a lot further out in the country, and you can't have things like that. The animals knock them over. One of the foxes will run through here, and the dog would chase it and knocks them away and square over. I had to be very careful with how I place things. Picked a couple of sugar snap peas. Yes, nice, fresh and tasty. Yeah, broccoli would be nice. That'd be cool. We're getting close to eggplants and zucchinis and squash, and we've got some tomatoes and peppers going out there right now. So about to start harvesting stuff, I think, pretty soon. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for coming by to see us. Good talking to you, Sir McBeardsly, as usual. Glad your gardening is going well. I'll look forward to seeing the pictures of the standing box. Come see us 21st June. Start. Yeah, you need to start some squash plants if you want to eat them. Okay, so yeah, June 21st, we'll have that, and then we'll be there. Come see that. Come by it. Come by and buy some stuff. That'd be cool. We'll be back on Batman tomorrow. Should have the model finished by tomorrow, I think, as far as like building it. And then we'll get around to painting it. I'll get the base paint on this main part done, and then we'll go from there. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Appreciate all of you for coming by, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Be good. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others. Talk to you later. Bye.